G'day guys. Okay, let's get into a double page Christmas layout. This is my take on the December daily. I've gone ahead and cut out on my Cricut. You can see here a heap of tags, 25 plus. They were a tiny bit smaller than I planned, but I still use them and I make them work. I actually adjusted the size of them and yeah, but this works. So stick with me while I have a little bit of a fiddle to figure it out. Now what I've done is I've gone ahead before I started recording and I have written on the back of some white cardstock, I've written 25 things, 25 memories that I love about Christmas. Okay, so that's what I'm documenting. And all my documenting is going on the back of these cards. Now I've bought this sheet of cardstock. I've bought 2 of these papers. And now this is where I need to show you guys. You know how the other day I was complaining about my trimmer? This is the trimmer that I absolutely love. Ride or die. This one, every single time, cuts it perfectly straight. And it's just, because I pulled it out to do this, these papers are cut crooked. This is why I can never get anything straight, because the actual cardstock is crooked. This is, I think it's Poppy Crafts, this one, or maybe it's Frenchville. No, Frenchville it is. From Spotlight, and it was cut crooked, so it's not even me, it's that. Anyway, so I scored at 1/2 inch all the way along, and then I cut 1 inch wide strips and I scored through the center. These will become my hinges. Now I'm using my Teflon bone folder because this is how I make my mini albums. So this is how I'm going ahead, production style, and I'll show you how I do this. So I go ahead and I glue my hinge on, right? I trim it off and I glue down my hinge and I make sure that my hinge is lined up so it's square. Once I stop frizzle fluffing around, I end up deciding which way I want the tag to go on there, etc. So it's important to make sure that your hinge sticks out the edge ever so slightly, and then you glue your tag on. Then you can see I've got some metal washers there and I've got some little mini magnets. So what I do to stretch my magnets is I use a washer. So it has to be a steel washer, and it goes inside the casing underneath the tag. See there, underneath my writing, so it's sealed in there. This glue will not let go. This is the Art Glitter Glue. It is the one glue I've always used on my mini albums, and that's how I did that. Now I've got hinges on all 25 things that I love about Christmas, and I've gone ahead now and I'm going to cut apart my 25 squares. So these are identical to the ones that I've just hinged, okay? Now, I've moved the 25 that have their hinges off to the side, and now I'm just going through and cutting these. This is going to end up being a double page spread, right? So instead of creating a full mini album and creating 25 plus pages, you are actually only doing a double page layout. So for someone that this is an idea for someone that it might be too daunting for you to take on a full December daily the way it was intended to be done. And please comment below who actually created the December daily. I don't know who it was, and full credit to them. That's their idea. This is just my spin of it. So this is my take on it. Now, as you can see, these are the 25 numbers. They're an Aussie Christmas. These are an Aussie Bush Christmas, and it's an Advent situation. So that's what it's called, Advent, Aussie Advent it's called. Now, I have gone ahead and this is an old stamp. It's basically looks like a pine needle, pine branch. That's what it looks like. So I decided to pull out what I was going to do originally was sort of draw some branches and add the leaves to it. Slightly changed my mind right there and then. I slightly stopped and went, no, I think I'm just going to stamp first and second generation of these leaves all over the page. Now, this works in the end, okay? See how I'm crossing over in the center? Make sure your pages are lined up. That just, I find that that helps the eye travel across the two pages, and it joins them, if that makes sense. I could have left, you can do it two ways. You can either do it like that and stamp across the two, or you can not stamp down the center and only stamp around the very outside border of both sheets. So you can do it a couple of ways to get your eye to follow across the page. I didn't want the paper to be stark white in the background. It needed a little bit of interest. So, and full disclaimer, guys, this video goes for about 25 minutes, just so you can see all the different steps come together. So feel free to pause it, come back to it, grab yourself a coffee, whatever you got to do. And yeah, so now I've gone around and I have stamped all of these. I used the Distress Oxide Rustic Wilderness. Then I decided to do, I think these were third generation stamps. I wanted them to just, I know they look a little messy, don't panic. It's, remember, with all mixed media of any description, whether it's stamping, painting, glitter, any of that stuff, just always remember that you're going to cover some of it up. You're not going to be able to see all of it. So go to town and just do it all over. Enjoy the process, love the process, and then you're able to enjoy the flow of it. Like, I think if you're doing a layout like this, where you've got systems to get each section done, and once each section's done, then at the very end you pull it all together, that to me is satisfied scrapbooking. That makes me feel confident about how I'm doing things. So give it a go. This is super easy. If you don't want the Aussie advent, I know so these are obviously ones that Aussies would like to use, but I believe I don't know if Vicky Booten has one in her Peppermint Kisses release, but I know that Paige Evans has got an advent set of numbers as well. So Cocoa Vanilla had one last year. I'm not sure if they've got one this year. K.I.S S, if you're watching, please comment below. Let everyone know if you've got them in stock or whatever, or if they came out with them. I just haven't really looked for them. I found this one. This is a Studio 73 paper, so that worked for me. Now this is where I start putting everything down. Now as you can see, where I've got them sitting, that's where I want to lay them down. I do make a mistake on here, and as you know, I will always leave in the good, the bad, and the ugly. You get it either way. So you can see here where I am when I flip it over. Okay, so I'll take it, turn it over. You can see that I'm putting a bit of tape on there. That's because I'm taping down the magnets on the underneath side. So I will slow this, pause this, or slow it down if you need to. But the back that you can see there, remember I went and I cut out the second lot. So you've got your hinged piece connecting. Now, see how I popped so you've got your washer under your first piece. Then when you turn it over, you're popping the magnet on the other side. It holds that bottom piece that you're gluing to your actual page. You're actually holding that together with the magnet. I put a bit of tape on it to start with, and then I remembered that I had actually tried this before and you don't need to because the glitter glue holds it all down. So I stopped fussing with the tape and went, that's right, you don't need to. So you can see there I'm holding it very, very still. You can see that I should have moved all of these over ever so slightly further to the right hand side, and then they all would have fit perfectly. It's okay, I'll show you at the end where I fix it. Now here I think I'm going to show you, oh hang on, I'm going around the edges with the brown. So the brown that I'm using is Walnut Stain. It's my favorite, I love that one. So there you go. So now they're all glued down. So I've got all my little doors all done. So I think I show you here. I think I opened a couple. I didn't open a couple. I apologize. Don't worry. Stick around to the end and you will be able to see it. Remember, with this layout, you are able to use your little settings cog down the bottom of your screen. You can click on that and you can adjust the speed in which this is played back. So if you want to slow it down a little bit, you can do that. And then you can see exactly how I was doing that in sort of slow motion, or in real time, I should say. You can do it like that. I have sped it up because that is the style of video that I know you guys like, because that way I'm able to keep the whole process in. Now I'm using the SIZZIX Thinlets Drop Shadow ABC dies, and they come with their own drop shadow. So this die was a bit of an investment, but I apologize, my dogs are barking. I need to see what they're doing. So anyway, sorry, I'm trying very, very quickly to see. It's probably my postie actually. Let's see. No, someone walking down the street. That's okay. So I am, yes, what am I doing now? Okay, so what I decided to do was do the inside letters two-tone. So Lumberjack, Plaid and Rustic Wilderness. And then the drop shadow, oh, my kids came home from school. Got Jen home. Now, this one was, and I did the drop shadow. I used my mini blending brush and I just flicked it up. So I started at the bottom, so the darkest bit will be on the very bottom. And I just flicked it in one direction. And it makes it sort of look wood-like. And then I glue down the shadow first, and then, because you can always raise the shadow. Gee whiz. Okay. We have someone out the front deciding to be a hoon. Now, what have I got next? Then I did consider raising up my letters and creating, but I thought there was enough going on this layout that it didn't need, I think there's a fine line. It doesn't need to have too much texture because it's got the doors that open and close that are magnetic closures across the entire 2 pages. What I'm actually doing with this, so I have gone ahead and I have, so I've gone ahead and I've created the titles, I've created the doors, I've put all of that, so all of this is done. Now what I will do, in December, I will take a photo daily of the different things and I will then place the photo behind these doors. So I know that seems wasteful with using the second piece of paper, but the second piece of paper behind, when I open the little doors, looks exactly the same as what you can see there. But it will give me a nice wooden border to my photos. So it's just something a little, I don't know, I just think it looks cute. And yeah, so I'm just, sorry, I'm really sorry, I'm distracted a little bit here. What did I do next? Let me see. There's been a bit of time. I have to apologize, guys. There has been a little bit of time from doing this one, and oh, that's right. This is where I fixed. So this is where I fixed these tags. So I just trimmed. I used my T-square ruler, and I made sure they were dead straight, and I just trimmed the slightest little bit off those tags. So what I decided to do, that way they don't overlap. Now, can you see when I did that really quickly? It's because it's sped up. I thought it was there long enough, but so I went ahead and I left it initially, and I was just going to do a drop shadow, but then I changed my mind. I wanted these letters to stand out more than they originally were. They look really, don't get me wrong, they look really pretty, but I wanted the ones on the front to pop a little bit more. So I go around all these edges. I was using my fine Uniball Signo pen to start with, and it was too fine. So I decided to pull out another, because I needed to grab another one out of the cupboard, of the Uniball Signo Broad in the white pen. If you are looking for a bright white pen that is just luscious when it goes down and leaves you a beautiful thick white solid line, Uniball Signo Broad, that's what you need. I buy mine in a 3-pack. I get mine from, there you go, see me opening it. And now have a look at the line and the flow. It is just so much better. It was at this point I realized I wanted to go around the whole letter. This doesn't take very long, honestly. It really, really doesn't. And the catch is to always be able to see where your pen's going. That's my tip to you to get nice, straight, solid lines. That's, yeah. So I go around all these letters, all these numbers, and give them a nice white border. And this was actually the next morning, and I actually did this layout over 2 days, so it didn't just all fall into place. There were some bits and pieces that I had to work on, but it's super duper helpful to have, and I'll print photos that are 2x2, I think is the size that I end up printing for these photos to go in this December daily. Now, it's not the exact, this is just my way of giving you the option. If you want to be a part of the December daily movement and you want to be a part of that scrappy community, this is another way that you can do it. There's no set, you don't have to buy a certain album or, because let me think, I think Paige Evans does, I don't know if she does a December daily as such, but I know she does like Christmas albums. Then I think Miranda Weber, maybe she does that. I can't remember who actually does the December dailies. I think Miranda Weber does. Maybe Christie's Beautiful Life. I don't know. Can't even remember, but I know I've seen them around. Please comment, whoever, if you know who started the December dailies, please let me know, because full credit to them. Now, this is where you can see the inside of each little flap. See how when I flip it open, you can still see the 24 or the 31. You can see the numbers up the top there. See how they're not, so one has white around it, the next one doesn't. The one that doesn't have it, that's where you place your photo. And it goes next to the thing I like about Christmas. So I will revisit this layout in just a really short video down the track towards the end of December to show you, maybe on Christmas Day even, to show you how it all comes together in the end. And yeah, and I'll show you what I do to protect my photos. I actually don't think this year I'll do it the same way as I did last year. And I just come in with some glossy accents. I was feeling like I didn't want to go to town with glitter and shimmer, because this is very Aussie. This is very, we got koalas, we got FJ Utes, we've got kangaroos, koalas, echidnas. I didn't want to come in with all the glitz and glam and all the sparkly shiny bits that I usually do, but it needed something. So what I decided to do was go around all the white framed letters and just put some glossy accents in there, just flood inside those white lines just to add some shine. And I did that on the title as well, Christmas Memories, and I think that worked really, really well. I have left space either side of the 25 on the second page to be able to journal about Christmas 2023 specifically. So there you go, Bobby. Look at that. I just opened my bottle of glossy accents that you sent me. So we are now up to thanking Bobby very, very much for her support of my channel. And she sent me over some glossy accents, which I really appreciate because I absolutely love using it. And yeah, all the way from the US of A. So now I am just about finished. I'm just adding a little bit more gloss, and then I will show you up close so you can see what it looks like closer up. Let me know what you think. Is this something that you'll probably give a go yourself? Is this something that you would find less daunting to possibly do? Do you need more details? That's the next thing that I wanted to ask you as well. If this is something that you would give a crack, is this something that you would like me to do a much more detailed maybe a more of a tutorial sort of thing? If that's something that you would be interested in, I am more than happy to do a different Christmas year from my past and do this again, but do it in a more teaching format. If that's something that you would like, let me know. I am now coming in with my stamps. This is the Lawn Fawn stamps. They're called Push Here. I don't know if you can still get them anymore, but I use them because they have arrows, open me, close here, pull here. This particular one says lift the flap, and it's tiny and it's perfect, and it just adds that little bit extra to the flaps to make them make sense. So there you go, guys. There it is up close. Well, up close. I do bring it up a little closer. If you want to see the photos, I will have a lot of photos over on my Facebook group and in Instagram. Those links will be in the description. Don't forget to do all the, if you're getting value from these videos, let me know. Is this something that you want me to do a more in-depth teaching kind of thing? If that's something that you would like, I'm more than happy to do that throughout December. So you can see the inside. So you can see the hinge is actually behind. I'm trying not to put my finger in the wet glossy accents. And you can see that the magnet and the washer just go together and it keeps them closed. So they don't fly open. It's fantastic. And using the washers is a great way to extend the life of your magnets. So magnets are not cheap. So yeah, and I like these little teeny tiny ones because they're nice and flat. They don't add bulk. So there you go, guys. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, thumbs up, all that sort of stuff. Leave me a comment. And my Buy Me a Coffee link is in the description below if you would like to help contribute to purchasing of new product for my channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will be back with you real soon. And don't forget to let me know what you want to see. Thanks for that, guys. Bye for now.